So real estate teams, well, why do you think they're not doing their own lending?
Why are real estate teams not doing their
Well,
own
why are they doing all the work, procuring a buyer, and then sending that business off to their preferred lender? Is it because they're getting some money for leads, or what?
Yeah, well, usually yes. Like you'll have a relationship with, let's say, the next local bank or the next local loan officer, right? And they're going to come to you. I mean, it's our job, right? You go visit offices and see what we can do to help. And traditionally it's been, hey, can we do some sort of profit sharing or market sharing? You know, we're going to put some money towards your Zillow. What is it called? Like the formal, it's like
spend.
Co-spend, yeah, like co-spending on Zillow ads or whatever it may be, co-marketing.
Co-marketing.
There you go. I don't know why I forgot that, but co-marketing, right? And putting a budget towards something that
some leads
and different things that we know have worked in the past. Obviously, different situation today, but that's the extent of what we can try to do. And then, of course, be good at our job, right? Close loans, that type of thing. Help you reach out, help you follow up with those leads, right? It's a co-marketing thing. So the people, like, you have to follow up with the leads, so they can try to help you with that. But I mean, really, it's kind of the scope and extent of it. But I would ask you, like, you know, on your side, right?
So, I mean, when I was running a real estate team,
like, why didn't you do lending then?
Well, I'll back it up even farther. Like, I didn't even have a marketing partner. So I started a team.
Okay.
And I was spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every month to try and run this team, buying my own leads, the CRM, everything.
Right.
I had a bank reach out to me, Bank of England.
Yep.
Actually, they reached out and they said, hey, we'll give you a couple $1,000s a month.
Yeah.
Just we'll help you. Does that help reduce your Zillow spend or your lead spend? And you send the deals to us. I didn't even know about that when I started a team, so I thought that was amazing.
Right.
And I jumped on it, and it was nice to get that little buffer.
And that's common practice, right? Like these days, where we've been in it long enough. We both know, like, there's always a lot of the companies, Bank of England, right? And we'll talk about the retail strategy, but the budget that they run, who pays for that? The consumers, the borrowers, at the end of the day. But they come to you and it's like, okay, this is awesome. We now have some breathing room, some leeway to get more leads, right?
Right.
And that was the extent
it relieved me a little bit.
Yeah, I know, because it's expensive, right? And we're balancing in a team setting where all the money goes, and it goes faster than you think, right? It goes in so many different places. But lending, I guess it never crossed your mind, like, oh, well, we could integrate or could bring lending in ourselves, right? Because
I never looked at it as...
You were getting $2,000
$2,000
a month, right?
And I never looked at it as, I'm doing all the work. We're finding all the buyers. We're finding all the people that need a loan.
Yeah.
But I'm basically just handing these free paychecks over to Bank of England.
Free paycheck, yeah.
I guess they're giving me $2,000 for them paychecks.
Right, they do pay that. They have to close the loan, right? It's going to be very important. People need to be able to close a loan. I think people are good at, I think it's getting better. Like, people can close loans in general. Well, not everybody, but
they had maybe it seemed like 1 to 2 out of every 10 they could get done. It had to be a perfect situation. It was like good credit, good income. I mean, anybody else that had some problems, it wasn't happening.
Yeah, and so that's a different. So you dive so far into that, but it was just like, okay, they're gonna help you on the spend, and they're gonna do the lending part. We'll give the deals. It's hard to acquire a customer, get somebody to buy or sell a house, but you'll give them that, and you guys will partner together. In return, obviously, close deals, money, and then on your side, their side, they're making a lot, right? You don't really know the full picture, right?
I don't know what they make
and how that can work, but going into that, that's the extent of what people know, right?
Yep.
And even further,
and a lot of teams, a lot of real estate teams, they have that co-marketing, co-spend, where they're getting help with leads.
Right, and
and they do that. Everybody's ready to do that the second you approach them on it.
Right, free money.
Yeah,
essentially. But that's been going on for such a long time, and then the problem is, if it works, like the vendors and the leads and all of these things that you're putting money behind converts well, and it actually drives a lot of revenue, and it's good over time. I mean, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world to have money coming in that way, but when it doesn't, and that's the only way that they can put money in, right? Because the laws are very strict about that. It has to be co-marketed, has to be 50-50. Both companies have to be represented equally.
Well, so if you're going to do like a Boomtown or Real Geeks or something, then
they
50-50,
try to,
but Zillow somehow gets away with
Of course, Zillow gets away with something.
They can pick and choose what they want to get.
Zillow gets to pick and choose, right?
Yeah, so like
somehow
we were spending $10,000 a month on Zillow. They were pitching in the $2,000.
Yeah. I think they try to allocate the 50-50 on the portion of the budget that was used, right? So they separated off into a different campaign. However that's what I would have thought. But
like Real Geeks, they won't even. You have to fill out a form and give them a credit card and split 50-50. There's no other option.
But if we go back to the first question, so why don't people do this? Because they don't know. You didn't know.
Yeah. Well, why don't they do their own lending?
Their own lending, yeah, specifically.
Yeah, I didn't know. I had no idea.
And when we tell people, like when a lot of people, the people in the teams, right, running the businesses, you say, oh, have you ever thought about bringing in lending or kind of working in this? We're in the space, right? We're in the real estate and financing space. Getting to that point where you can do both, and they think you'll go to jail for it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, no, thanks. I don't want to go to jail.
I'm happy with my $2,000 from my my current lender is giving me.